Welcome to the Japan Game Junk podcast. I'm so happy and thankful that you're here.
Crackdown, as read on September 10th, 2025. This article is about the 1989 arcade game. Crackdown is a run-and-gun arcade game released by Sega in 1989 and ported to the Sega Mega Drive/Genesis in 1990 in Japan and 1991 in North America and Europe by Sage's Creation and Sega, respectively. It was also ported and released to a number of home computer platforms by US Gold. The Mega Drive version of Crackdown was re-released on 2007 on the Wii Virtual Console in Japan on August 7th and in PAL regions on September 7th. It was also released on Steam on June 1st, 2010. Gameplay. Using a top-down perspective akin to Gauntlet, the player controls either Ben or Andy, a pair of agents charged with stopping mad scientist Mr. X, Mr. K in the Sega Mega Drive version, from taking over the world. As they make their way through several timed levels, planting bombs and destroying cyborg enemies using guns, the machine gun and the cannon can be swapped back and forth, and smart bombs, which wipe out all enemies on screen. The goal of each stage is to plant all of the bombs and escape before their collective timer goes off. Reception. In Japan, Game Machine listed Crackdown on their May 15th, 1989 issue as being the third most popular arcade game during the previous 2 weeks. Console XS gave a review score of 82%, commending its detailed graphics, addictive gameplay, and the two-player mode. They concluded saying it is worth playing. Megatech gave the Genesis version a review score of 65%. They praised the two-player mode, but criticized the game's lack of challenge. And that's the article. So with that, I wanted to talk about Crackdown. It's one of the few games that I had both in the US for Genesis and in Japan for the Mega Drive, and I've played it before, which you can see on the link in the description. Now, for me, I found the game to be, again, not too difficult, but also didn't keep my interest. Before I could have been killed legitimately by the enemies, I decided it was not worth continuing. Later on, I would find that the game was also included in the mini Mega Drive, little mini console there, so you can play it on that as well. But yeah, it is like a very, very slow and very few enemy Gauntlet. And so, as a result, if you like Gauntlet, it's not as good. If you don't like Gauntlet because it's too much at once, maybe you like Crackdown. And also, there was a game that came out for Xbox 360 with sequels for that system and the Xbox One, Crackdown, with one word. And that game is much, much better. It's a fun open-world game. Yeah, it's well worth playing. So, the best games to play that are Crackdown in order: Crackdown 3 for Xbox One, Crackdown 2 for Xbox 360, Crackdown 1 for Xbox, and finally the original Sega Crackdown for Mega Drive. Thanks so much for listening, and remember, don't do crack, it'll put you down. Yeah. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Send me money.